I grew up playing games, so I don't know, ever since I can remember. But for tournaments, I started playing maybe like 4 years ago. I've always been competitive in video games, so I just happened to see like there were a bunch of video game tournaments on YouTube, and so I was all like, kind of want to go to one. And there was one nearby, so me and some friends decided to go, and that's how I started. I kind of always knew I was pretty good at, video games. I would always just play random people online, and I'd be beating them, and I'm like, okay, I'm actually pretty good at this.
My brother used to play games, and I would always try to beat him. I couldn't beat him, but I kept on trying. Eventually, you get older, and he stopped playing, and I kept on playing. It's one of those things. Playing the Sega Genesis with Sonic the Hedgehog, played Street Fighter on there. Yeah, I was just a little kid. My brother would show it to me, and I would just play.
I played video games all my life, but my introduction to competitive gaming, I suppose, was in 2002, in my second year of middle school. I started it as just a way to unwind after school, but I got a taste for the competition, and I've been at it ever since.
It was just after school, and I was just passing by, and I saw this really large crowd in front of the local arcade, and I looked at it and saw that it was the first Guilty Gear that I ever saw, and they were playing it then, and I was like, wow, that game looks really fun.
I was just able to actually comprehend what was going on, like just sort of play at their level, and able to hold conversations with them to see eye to eye. My boss, he follows fighting games casually through Twitch.tv, so he knows about it. He's cool with it as long as it doesn't interfere too much with my work.
The consensus for everyone I know was like, wow, I didn't know you were that good at it. And so at work, a lot of the people knew that I did it. The place I work, I'm very grateful, is pretty supportive of kind of your hobby and what you do. Once you go to your first tournament, you're either a competitive person or you're not. So you either get hooked or you get scared away. And I definitely was hooked. And it just kind of snowballed from there, from locals to bigger events to traveling out of state. The biggest thing you want to be able to do is go to a big tournament, be there for hours, and at the end of it be able to perform just as well as you would at the beginning. So I think endurance is a big one that you need to train. And it may not seem that way because you think it's just, you're just playing a video game, you're just sitting down. But there's a lot more to it than you would think. And there's, people get injuries, hand injuries and stuff like that. So there's clearly something physical that could go wrong. But for the most part, you're just training in mental endurance.
My job is to beat them, but I want to beat them my way.
Coming up, will anyone execute the right combo as video games leave the arcade and enter the arena?